Driving while intoxicated, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On October 19th of 2024, officers observed and heard the defendant's motor vehicle strike the middle lane and begin swerving into lanes, trying to gain back its control at the 5200 block of Fairmont Parkway. Officers approached the motor vehicle to check on the welfare of the defendant, who is the driver and sole occupant. Upon contact, officers observed signs of intoxication, namely slurred speech and odor of alcohol in the breath on the defendant. The defendant did admit to drinking. SFSTs were conducted 6 out of 6 on the horizontal gaze and nystagmus, 4 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. DICs were read. The defendant consented to breath. The breath results were 0.125, 0.120.
Okay.
And this defendant is driver's license eligible, Judge.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Judge, no criminal history.
Okay. Mr. Bueno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You have a valid Texas driver license.
Oh, no, not currently, no.
Let me run the LCIC to be sure, Judge.
Yeah. If you do not have a Texas driver license, you're not allowed to drive, and I am making that a condition of your bond. You must have liability insurance as well. Unless you have both, you're not to drive. If I find that you drive, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise that you're going to make. I don't care what's going on in your life. You cannot justify getting in a car for any reason.
All right.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I see that he is eligible, Judge. He may not have one now, but it's not suspended.
Okay, get a license, get liability insurance, and then we will let you drive. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. We're going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or kind of illegal drugs, I'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you.
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
Just turned 21 last month.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a framer in a refinery.
How much money do you make a month?
Right now, 17 an hour.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
You pay rent?
Yes, sir.
How much do you pay rent a month?
350.
Okay. You may be able to hire a lawyer. I want you to start looking around. Okay. If you have any issues, come back and we can talk. But I mean, if you're making 17 an hour, you work full time, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're making what, $4,000 a month then? Give or
Around
take,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to qualify for an appointed lawyer. You have to be at the poverty guideline. And so, I mean, you're doing great, which is a good thing, but I don't think you necessarily qualify. So start talking around with lawyers. You need to do it quick. This is a DWI. There's a lot of timing requirements. So don't wait a month or two because you're only hurting yourself.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to have you sign this affidavit. After that, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. After that, you'll go to pretrial for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay? All right.
Castro. Page 3.
Memorio Castro.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Castro, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 18th of 2024, officers were traveling at the 10900 block of Scarsdale Boulevard. When officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle driving on the rim, a traffic stop was conducted. Officers observed the defendant exit the driver's side of the vehicle. The defendant immediately stated he had been drinking and advised he had 5 16-ounce beers and told the officers he was drunk. SFSCs were refused at the time. Officers detected odors of slurred speech, glossy red eyes, lack of balance, and moderate odor of alcohol in the breath on the defendant's person. The DIC was read. The defendant refused and a blood warrant was signed and executed.
Mr. Castro, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, I do.
You have liability insurance in your name?
Yeah.
I do see that the driver's license is eligible and there's no criminal history, Judge.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Castro, you can drive as long as you have liability insurance and you have a valid Texas driver license. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I will put you in jail, revoke your bond. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
31.
What do you do for a living?
Service technician.
Okay, we're going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll get you to pretrial services to sign for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. If you like your driver's license, find a lawyer quick. Don't wait a month or two because you're only hurting yourself.
Okay.
You understand?
Thank you.
Okay.
Flores. Page 4.
Morning, Judge.
Enrique Flores. Mr. Flores, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 19th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a residential home in Harris County, Texas, regarding a disturbance. Upon arrival, officers met with the reportee, who advised the defendant had just left the location in his vehicle. Moments later, officers observed the defendant arrive back at their original location in his vehicle. Upon contact with the defendant, officers observed signs of intoxication, namely bloodshot eyes and odor of alcohol in the breath from the defendant's person. SFSCs were administered, 6 out of 6 on the horizontal gaze and nystagmus, 5 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. DICs were read. The defendant consented to blood. A blood draw was signed and executed.
Well, so there wasn't a traditional stop here. What happened?
There was a call from a witness regarding a disturbance. They stated, I don't know what that is. I can take a look at the specifics of that. for
And
you.
then,
And they said the defendant just left in his vehicle. They observe him come back. It turns into a DWI when they observe him operating the vehicle and they start talking to him and he's got signs of intoxication.
something illegal in the car, some kind of traffic infraction?
No, Judge, I believe it's just they're investigating the disturbance and it turned into a DWI after they observed him operating the motor vehicle.
What disturbance?
I can take a look, Judge.
Please. Did David Freeze check in?
No, Judge. Judge Burton?
So, Judge, it looks like the report initially indicated that there were threats made from the reportee, from the defendant to the reportee, and they believed that he was under the influence of alcohol and had just left in a vehicle. They observe him come back and they observe signs of intoxication. They investigate the threats and it turns into a DWI once they observe him operating.
So are they saying that they called because he was a
Because of the
DWI
threats,
threat?
Judge. Yeah, both, Judge. Threats and possible DWI.
Mr. Flores, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. It's a prior deadly conduct. I'm trying to look into that and
Yes, Judge, it
how
looks like
dangerous of a
he took a-
person.
Plea of guilty on 16 days county.
We have in 23, a felony assault, a deadly conduct where a knife is exhibited, and now we have this DWI where there's a reportee with potential family violence involved. Same complaining witness?
Different. The felony cases were a dating relationship. This case, it's immediate family, brother or father.
One more question.
Yes, Judge.
In the felony cases, any kind of alcohol or dope is an allegation, is
I can check for you.
parcel
Judge.
of the problem. You know, there are some people, Mr. Stand up.
Yes.
There are some people, when they drink, they become very happy people, like little bunnies jumping in the woods. And then there are those that when they consume alcohol or illegal drugs, they turn into a complete horns and not very nice people. If this is you, don't consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to put a monitor on you to make sure that you're not consuming. If I find that you use anything, I'm going to lock you up, deem you a public danger, and make your bond sky high.
Yes,
Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
And Judge, yes, alcohol was a factor in the felony.
Both?
Yes, Judge.
You have a prior felon deadly conduct. You have a prior felony assault. One constant remains in all of those cases. What is that constant?
Alcohol.
Right. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you, Mr. Flores, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes.
Can you run this license, please? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
And the vehicles that I have are,
Do you have
Yes, yes,
liability
yes, I do.
insurance in
Yes.
your name to drive any vehicle that you're using?
see, the vehicles that I have are for my workers. I don't have a vehicle right now. It was, somebody totaled it. So, sorry, I'm trying to make sure.
Do you have car insurance?
Yes.
When in your name?
Yes.
You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have your name on any kind of insurance on the car that you're driving. If I find that you do, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
I'm only asking you to comply with the law. I'm not asking you to do quantum mathematics here.
The judge's license is currently eligible.
So I'm going to order a guardian interlock, and then, but we're going to put a scram on him. I'm going to pay for it for you so that there's no excuse for you. You must charge this battery on a constant and daily basis. If the battery dies, so does your bond. Do
Okay.
you understand?
Yes.
So you saw on this one that we're ordering a scram? Okay, 3 days to get, please, and waive the fee. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm first going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pretrial for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. If you like your license, get on it quick. Don't wait a month or two to get a lawyer, because you're only hurting yourself. Please.